Issues regarding the Lâhik 305. If the Lâhik began prayer along with the Imam, but due to drowsiness, distraction, or the large size of the congregation, finds himself in a state of distress or impurity, and is thus unable to perform the entire prayer or a portion of it with the Imam. The following issues arise regarding the Lâhik. 306. The Lâhik is like a MUKTEDI in terms of movement. Just as a follower cannot recite the Quran while following the Imam, a latecomer cannot recite the Quran when performing the rak'ahs he has missed on his own. He acts exactly like a follower and does not perform the prostration of forgetfulness due to any mistakes made in the rak'ahs. He will perform on his own. 307. If possible, the follower makes up the rak'ahs or obligatory parts he missed, then rejoins the Imam and gives the salam with him. Example: if a follower falls asleep during the standing position of the first rak'ah and wakes up just as the Imam goes into prostration, he immediately goes into ruku, then performs prostration and joins the Imam. 308. If a follower realizes he will not be able to keep up with the Imam, he should immediately follow the Imam. Once the Imam has finished the prayer, the follower makes up the rak'ahs or obligatory parts of the prayer that he missed. Example: if a follower's nose starts bleeding during the fourth rak'ah, he leaves the row and immediately performs wudu without engaging in anything that would invalidate the prayer. When possible, he follows the Imam. If the Imam has already given the salam, he completes that fourth rak'ah on his own without reciting anything, as if he were praying behind the Imam, because in terms of ruling, the one who joins is considered to have prayed behind the Imam. Again, if this situation occurs during the third rak'ah and the Imam has already begun the fourth rak'ah, the Lâhik takes ablution and first performs that third rak'ah without recitation, then follows the Imam. He then performs the fourth rak'ah with the Imam and gives the salam. However, if he knows he cannot catch up to the Imam in this way, he immediately follows the Imam. When the Imam gives the salam, he stands up and performs the third rak'ah without recitation, then gives the salam. If the Imam is about to perform the prostrations of forgetfulness, and the Lâhik has not yet completed his prayer, he does not perform these prostrations with him. After completing his prayer, he performs these prostrations of error. 309. It is not easy for everyone who joins the prayer to act as described above. For this reason, it has been deemed more appropriate for those who join the prayer to start over from the point where their prayer was interrupted.